What's going on, guys? This is Keydrin with 924 Photography, and I am here today to give you 5 tips to better your photography outside with just a Speedlight, shooting at midday sun. Now, why would you want to get your flash off of your camera and onto a light stand? Because you can shape light and it looks so much better when you get it off your camera because your light source is now closer to your subject. Tip number 1, we want to grab us a variable ND filter. You can get a 2 to 5 stop or you can get a 6 to 9 stop, depending on your lens and how wide you want to be shooting with your aperture. Basically, we're going to be keeping our shutter speed at 1/200 of a second or below because we don't want to be in high speed sync, because when we're in high speed sync, we lose power in our Speedlight and we need all the power we can get. Also, it helps when you have a crop sensor camera and you can't go up to 1/8000 of a second. If you are shooting in HSS, you have that extra range to control the background. So our ND filter today is going to be helping us control the background. So let's go ahead and grab our ND filter and put it on our camera. Tip number 2, we want to grab us a Scrim. The reason we want to grab a Scrim is we want to diffuse the light on our subject. When we're shooting at midday sun, it is harsh on our subjects. We need some diffusion, and plus this is going to help us when we get ready to shoot with our Speedlight. I'm going to show you with and without a Scrim in just a second. The way you want to place your Scrim, either you want to have your subject's back facing the sun, and then you can scrim it that way to get that nice soft light, or you can have your subject facing the sun, and when you scrim it, they won't be squinting. As you can see right here in this example, we have Aubrey sitting on the bench and she is having to hold her hand up because it's bright, it's at noontime and she can barely see, and that's gonna make for an ugly portrait. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this shot and I'm gonna show you what it looks like without any diffusion at all. So as you see, this image just looks okay, it's harsh, and she was squinting and everything, so we're gonna fix that. So now for tip number 2, we're bringing the Scrim in. So now I'm going to bring the Scrim in and I'm going to scrim her. As you can see, she has stopped squinting her eyes, and now it's that nice, beautiful, soft light that's on our subject. Wow. That was absolutely amazing. Can you believe that that Scrim with the sun, how it hit on our subject? It just made it so much better and so much cleaner. Now we're gonna take it a step further with step number 3. We're gonna bring in our Speedlight. Now, first, before we do that, on step number 3, we wanna grab us a softbox. So let's grab us a softbox and put it on our Speedlight, and now we're gonna get the light as close as possible to our subject, because the closer the light, the softer the light. Plus, we don't have to use as much power if we have the light super close. So we're gonna have it right outside of frame, and we're gonna take this shot. So we're using the Tamron 28 to 75 with the variable ND filter, and look at that shot. That is absolutely beautiful. Yes, it is beautiful. Tip number 4 is choosing the right softbox. The bigger the softbox, the softer the light is going to be. And you only want it to have a single diffuse if you're only using a Speedlight, because we need all the power that we can get. Placing your softbox right outside of frame is going to just give you a nice soft light. Now here's another tip that I'm just going to throw in. If you place your camera on a tripod and you bring your light even closer to your subject and you take that shot, you can remove your subject out of the frame, take another shot, and then you can go into post, and then you can remove the light stands and everything, and now you have a product-free image in your shot. So that is tip number 4, if you so choose to use it. Tip number 5, we want to expose for our background. So we're going to make sure our ISO is low as possible. By making sure that your ISO is low as possible, you're gonna get the cleanest image, especially when you're shooting out in the bright sun. So you can either go native, if that'll be ISO 100, or you could do 50 like I am in my Sony a7 IV. Next, what we want to do is we want to choose our aperture. What aperture do you want to shoot? If you have a lower aperture, which is going to be a lower number, it's gonna let more light in, and the more blurred out the background will be. Now, if you want more in focus, just stop down and less light coming in your sensor. That means you're gonna have to have more power on your Speedlight. By us doing that, now we're up to 1/200 of a second, because remember, we didn't want to go past 1/200 of a second. We're gonna use our ND filter to control the background at this point. And if you look at your in-camera meter, you want to either correctly expose it, and if you're looking in there, it should be a 0, or you can underexpose it, how I like to shoot it, by half a stop. Once you do that, we are ready to shoot. Now, you bring in your softbox in, you got your diffusion, and now we're gonna start at half power, and we're gonna take that shot. I'm gonna let you go to do that right now. Once you've taken that shot, now you need to look in your viewfinder or your histogram and determine if you need more power or less power. If you want more power on your subject because you want it to be bumped up more, just raise it up to full power, and there you go. If you need less power, then just turn your wheel to the left and on your trigger, and then you can lower the power. I hope you've learned something today, and I hope that this helps you get better. The main goal you should take from this is practice. So go back through all these steps and practice, 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 because that makes perfect, right? And again, guys, I want to thank you so much, and I'm gonna see y'all in my next video. Peace.